Right, VC. Back to the scene of the crime. And, people make the pilgrimage up here to see Dylan Noble Records. But they really get here and then they pivot right over here to the gunning pawn. And why? Because you can trade a bologna sandwich in here, a half-eaten bologna sandwich. Don't even have to be boar's head meat for a proper firearm. All right, good afternoon, VC. All right, was looking to be a pretty light week for records, and then I decided to go up to Noble today. He's just putting out the VOA collection still, and it's never ending. So trying to put a little bit of a budget here every week or so to go up there and get a couple of these titles that he's putting out. He's still got thousands at the house, he said, just absolute thousands of records to still get into the shop from this collection. It's never ending. And then some of the stuff he puts on Whatnot. But I did go to Repo. I can't remember when. Maybe it was Sunday, and I think it was Sunday. I had one record in mind. It was a David Bowie record I wanted to look at, and I didn't end up buying it, but I did see this one, and I had heard the first song off this recently, and was blown away. So I picked this up, and as it turns out, this is not an easy record to come across, and that's Heathen from David Bowie. Can't remember the year on this, but this is, a Sony Music Legacy, whatever. What is this? CBS or something? I can't remember pressing. But that first track, Sunday, on this is phenomenal. Some of it reminds me of Massive Attack with the beats and everything. So kind of an underrated Bowie record, I would say. Really cool insert here, and here's your labels. Nice pressing of this. So this has probably been sitting in the shop for years. There's just a lot of stuff in there that just is there. So I grabbed that. And I always look through the 7-inch records. They had a few more in another box that they set up on top of the drawers that they have all the 7 inches in. So I grabbed this one for $3. The Supremes with Stoned Love on the A side, which isn't all that great of a tune, but the B side, Shine on Me, is badass. Really killer drums on that. Totally worth sampling. I'm sure it has been. 1970, so later in the Supremes' career. But it came with the original bag, and a nice clean copy on Motown. I love the Supremes. That's one of the groups my mom played all the time back in the day on 8-track. So I've always dug them, and always pick up their stuff when I see it. Got quite a few 7-inch records on Motown of them now, but I didn't have this one. So, yeah, that B side is killer. And then this one, I grabbed this, and I didn't look at it close enough. I got it home, and this was also like $3 or $1. This is some old school surf punk, surf rock from Atlanta, Georgia, from 1986, called Kruzamatic. Bongo beat back with Invasion of the Body Surfers. And I got it because the artwork is killer on this cover. Pretty wild on the back there. It's some pretty interesting things that it says on here. Shown to segregated audiences only. Women only and high school girls from 2 to 7. Men only shows at 9. But there's some interesting writing on here from somebody to somebody else. Yeah. Love is kind of crazy, Dennis. And then it's almost like they traded this record back and forth, and this says, baby, you're the darling of the Catskills. Love. And then it says, I'm in Vegas. P.S. See you in the Poconos at Mickey Rooney's club. So this record has a history of which I don't know exactly, but here's the label. It's the RFM label out of Atlanta, Georgia. And the only problem is I put this on the stereo and it's got a wicked edge warp that it's unplayable, unfortunately. I don't know if you can... Oh, there it is. Unplayable. There is a copy on Discogs for $5 I might order to replace the vinyl part. But I brought this back and traded it for another $3 7-inch and just grabbed this Rolling Stones Jumpin' Jack Flash. It's got some writing on it, but plays great with backed by Child of the Moon. And I have an Italian version of this, but I didn't have the US, so I found one to trade for. So that's what we did there. It's one of my favorite Stones tunes, so I grabbed that. On to Noble. I had a stack and I had to put a few back. I was on a budget today, but I ended up 5 records here. And none of these expensive. A lot of this VOA stuff is cheap. You can get a lot of it for $15 and under. Some of it maybe 20 to 30. So yeah, it's there's just so much of it. So there's a lot of cheap heat. Now Dylan contacted me. He's been going through a lot at home that's still there. He's got thousands of these records at the house he's still having to go through. And he ended up going through some world records in a box he found. And he contacted me, asked me if I'd want this one. He thought it'd be up my alley. And I told him, sure. You can definitely set it aside. And then another record he's been selling on Whatnot. And he's very particular about condition on what he sells online. He doesn't want any returns. So he's making sure everything's at least VG. Mostly VG plus to near mint. As far as maybe not the cover, but at least the record itself. So if he sees any kind of mark on a record that he thinks might cause surface noise, he won't sell it on the Whatnot. He'll put it aside. And so he was gonna put this one on the Whatnot auction, and he said nope, can't do. And I reached out to him and I said, hey, I'll take it. He says, yeah, sure, I'll give it to you for $5. And that's Rasan, Roland Kirk and the Vibration Society. Rasan, and I've been looking for this record for a while, and it's on Atlantic. I love Roland Kirk, and I love this cover too. So yeah, this is from the VOA collection. So that was $5. Thank you, Dylan. And then this is the I guess world record, or whatever you want to call it, that he set aside. It's an Indian record. It's called Great Master, Great Music. It's on EMI. The Gramophone Company of India. It's an Indian original of Akarya Alauddin Khan. And it's his first record. And it's a Sarod recital. And I love the Sarod. And this is a record you never see. It's not that awful rare, but very cool to have. Looking forward to spinning this. I just got in the door. It's got the original bag, and it's on the Odeon EMI of Indian original pressing, and of course really nice condition, being from the radio station. It's got the radio station markings on it. They may have played this once or twice, but it doesn't look like often. That was nice of Dylan to think of me on that one. He knows I dig a lot of this stuff. So I was happy to get this one from the VOA collection, and I got, I think, 5 records today, and they all ended up being from the VOA collection. The next one, this was, I think, $10, and it's a promo of Milton Namento, Encontros y Despedidas. And I didn't have this, and I love this cover, and it was, $10, so I grabbed this. Fantastic Brazilian record. Looking forward to this. Yeah, Pat Metheny appears courtesy of Geffen, Hubert Laws courtesy of Columbia. Some guests on this. So yeah, and this you can find this cheap. And I probably passed on it a few times, but yeah, I thought I'd grab it today. And it says audiophile pressing, and it's promo, so that was a cool find. And then the next two I was very stoked about. I dug through the jazz again, and I pulled this on Red Record from Italy, and this is Julius Hempill and Abdul K. Wadood live in New York. This should be absolutely fantastic. It's got that Mbari symbol on the back, which was Hempill's label. I thought was interesting. Yeah, this is not one you see all the time, being in Italy pressing. So very cool to find that. Again, from the VOA collection. I guess Dylan said there's a lot on that label. I think they probably sent them their full run of the jazz at some point. I think I grabbed another one a couple weeks ago. And then this one is the one I was most stoked about. I was surprised it was still there because I think it's been in the shop a week or two. And that's this promo 12-inch of Sonic Youth Candle. The edit version off of Daydream Nation, plus a couple live versions of Hey Joni, Flower, and Ghost Bitch are on this. From Sonic Youth. So this is from the VOA collection. Obviously a promo that the radio station got. And this doesn't have any markings on it. So yeah, this one, and this is not an easy record to find, I wouldn't think. So I was very, very stoked. I circled back to the front of the store, and I hadn't gone through just one of the rows, and it was there in the back of the row. So yeah, that's everything from today. Short vid. Hope you're well. Peace.